Hello everyone, I'm Betty and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am a conscious channel, an educator, channeling activations and divine messages for the collective. I'd first like to begin by expressing my deep gratitude to everyone who participated in the community of masters. What an extraordinary year it was. The Masters and I are deeply honored and overjoyed to have shared this transformational journey with each one of you. So thank you again for your commitment to the community and to elevating your divine light. Thank you again. Okay, I apologize for the darkness. I'm doing this a little bit later than I normally do, so it might be a little darker when it comes out here. All right, so the new codes and geometries we've been receiving from 3i Atlas, aka the Galactic Federation starship, have been creating anomalies within our personal realities. So you may be experiencing bleedthroughs, dimensional merging, and dematerializing objects. These galactic codes are helping us to merge with the next octave of frequencies. And as we process these codes, many will experience epiphanies and self-awareness of their previously veiled incarnations. Whether you're aware of them or not, they will present themselves. So you may be experiencing moments of bleed-throughs of parallel lives. These are different versions of yourself within different realities of Earth. Think quantum physics. So for example, in one life you could be married, another you're single, and in another life you have children, and one you don't. All types of variations, but in all of them, they are still you. It's just a part of you that has split between these dimensions. So a bleed through is where you see, feel, and know an incarnation from a different reality. They will usually present themselves one at a time, but they can also present as a reel. So you can see it in the form of a movie or a vision, and it just plays out before you. Being in this awareness, you can also see other parallel lives of other people. They can show up in the form of collective timelines. So you may have noticed, I see many famous people pass multiple times, and the most recent was Jane Goodall. I'm sure you've all heard of her. She worked with the apes and the gorillas, and I followed her since I was a teenager, and I can remember her passing at least once every decade in different forms. And I was shocked each time that she passed, but then I also remembered, well, wait a minute, she has already passed before. And so this is just another example of the parallel lives. And they're bringing up, yes, Burt Reynolds, who just recently passed. It's been at least 4 times that I can remember for him. And these are parallel timelines that are playing out in different variations. So you may happen to just be going about your business, and all of a sudden you will get a flash or a vision of that lifetime. I know myself, I've experienced them in the bathtub, while I was cleaning, taking a walk, and in meditation. It doesn't really matter. They can occur at any time. You just need to take that pause and take a look at what's unfolding. The important thing is to embrace these moments of illumination, as they are meant for you to merge and integrate within this current lifetime. It can play out in different ways. So for some, it is a merging of these lives into wholeness, and it's a time of completion for you, where all trauma is dissolved into light, at the same time, you're embodying the wisdom that was gained. And for others, it's not just parallel lives, but all earthly incarnations. This is where you're tying up all loose ends, so to speak. There are many of us here that are finishing out a grander cycle, and we won't be cycling back in as a human anymore. We will either become a galactic human in a different dimension, or we will go wherever we've contracted to be. It just all depends on what you signed up for. But by merging all your incarnations, you are evolving and graduating from this lower planetary cycle. You may also experience moments of liquidity, where you are witnessing liquid movement. This is where you are perceiving the plasma field, which is a field of pure frequency, and it is the bridge between spirit and matter. So this field is the movement of source itself before becoming matter. And again, you may be working and just doing everyday chores, and all of a sudden you will see reality bend before you like a liquid. Okay, they're showing me the image of a portal. If you've seen the movie Stargate, it's an older movie, but it's a really good one. And in the beginning, they find the Stargate and they turn it on, and it becomes liquid. So you can see them. They don't know what to do with this, but they slowly go up and put their hand through, and they're able to walk through because it's a living liquid link into an alternative realm, and they just walk right through it. So that's the closest. Yeah, thank you. They're giving me that example because that's probably the closest that I can think of at this moment. But you will just actually see it bend before you. When this occurs, it can make you feel off balance at first. There's nothing for you to do but to stay present and let it play out. When this happens, you are breaching multidimensionality, and if you chose, you could move through it. But when it happens initially, most people are like, what is this? I don't know what to do with this. And then they get scared. So, but that's what's happening. You're able to move through it. Yes. Another anomaly is the awareness of objects disappearing from where you left them and then moments later reappearing. This is not you forgetting where you put something, which we all do that, but this is a fluctuation between dimensions. It's the state of being that you're moving in and out of. And as we merge with the next octave, you may find yourself responding in 3D and then in 4D and then back to 3 and then into 5D. And you're going to move back and forth like this fluctuation, before you actually stabilize in the higher vibrations. This is normal. And this dematerialization is a precursor to what is to come. As we near our next stage of evolution, Gaia will split dimensionally. And I know many of you have heard me speak about this before, but the time is getting closer for that, and you will see animals, objects, and people will begin to dematerialize as they move into realms where they are a vibrational match. Those that have chosen to move into the next octave will be able to view the lower realms. Those who choose to remain in the lower realms to finish their education will not see beyond the constructed veils. They will experience Earth life on a parallel plane or planet of similar frequency. Okay. We're going with the movies today. Okay, so if you've ever watched the Marvel movie Endgame, it's similar, but not quite so dramatic. You're not going to see people dissolving in front of you, although it is a possibility where an enlightened being, individual, merely walks out of one dimension and into another. Um, this feels more like a natural process than an abrupt one. Normally, a younger planet would experience 3 days of darkness before stepping into another realm or octave, and some might still choose to experience that. But this time around, we're doing things a little bit differently by choosing to embody light and then descend with it. Descension itself is the soul's act of love. It is the movement of light downward and then the anchoring into Gaia. Our descension increases the light quotient, which in turn raises the vibration of our planet. I know I experience and feel the cosmic Kundalini, where most people are trying to raise it. I'm actually bringing and descending that light down through the crown and into the earth. This is anchoring the light into Gaia. Descension will also coincide with feelings of heaviness and pulsing in the legs, if any of you have been experiencing that lately. This is normal also. This can be an indication that you are anchoring the light, that you've reached a certain vibration where you're able to do that. And it can feel uncomfortable in the sense it can kind of feel like you're walking through cement. You're just having difficulty trying to pick your legs up and put it down. And really, it's just when you feel like that, the best, if you can, just rest. That's what is needed so it can integrate. And as we talked about last month, the same thing with the heart. As the geometries are changing, you may experience the palpitations or pulsing outward as the new geometries recalibrate and assimilate. These recalibrations can leave you feeling very heavy and just almost struggling to breathe. And I'm sure you've all experienced that because the fatigue of you trying to move through it sets in. Again, this is normal. You're just detoxifying from the code. So in other words, the codes are kicking out anything that doesn't belong. And it takes a lot of energy to do so. So take the downtime you need to feel better. I know sometimes I just have to take a day and rest and not do anything, and then the next day I'm ready to run a marathon. So whatever time you need to take, do that for yourself. You know best what you need. This is all in preparation for our return to the garden. We are and have been building the foundations for the golden age, which will fully come in to being in around 2050. We could do it before, but that's kind of the schedule right now. So as we're being seeded with the codes from the starship, we're going to continue to feel this into June solstice time. So just so you can kind of prepare yourself, and it's like, really, I got more to go through it. Yeah, it's just going to be for the next 25 years. So just set yourself up in that thinking and you'll be fine. Okay. So yeah, those are just some of the anomalies that are occurring. There are more, but we're just focusing on that this month. So if you come across it, you'll be aware of what's happening. And then back to NASA, I found out something really interesting. They're not quite ready to disclose the anomalies and the messages that they are receiving from the starship. at the end of October, when the starship began to pulse and flash in frequencies, in intervals, excuse me, NASA cut the feed. They explained it as a technical issue. There were many around the world that witnessed this, the astronomers and people who are watching the skies, before it was shut down. This was a harmonic message for the world that the agencies have received but are not willing to acknowledge at this time. But if you desire, you can tap in directly into the starship and receive your own messages and activations. Whether your questions towards them are personal or on a global level, you just need to be still and listen, and you will receive. I've spoken to them a few times, more on not necessarily the global, but more current events that we're going through, and how this is going to play out galactically. But they are here to assist us. It is just our government that is not ready to reveal all that they know to us. Because when they do, it's going to change everything. And the powers that sought to keep us controlled will lose it. And a new age will be born. So it's just something to keep in mind with all the external things that are going on. It is just part of the process, and just stay with your internal work and send blessings and love to all the external nonsense that's going on, because it's all playing out the way it's supposed to. And they just want you to know that everything is well, and it's going to be okay. Because some people need to hear that, because they are upset with what they're seeing on the outside world. So just keep going inward. Okay. So in 2026, we will be presenting a new series of golden attunements in alignment with the new Earth. I will be posting all the details in the coming weeks, so if you're interested, that information will be out there. And if you're signed up for the newsletter, you'll receive it. If not, you can go to my website and sign up, and you'll receive the information also. In the meantime, if you're feeling called for deeper clarity or guidance, or just needs someone to talk to about your feelings and what you're experiencing, now is an excellent time to have a soul reading. I do have a few appointments open in November, so if you'd like to schedule a session, please visit my website, and it's located in the description box below. Okay. So no, they asked me for November's light language transmission is for the opening of the crown chakra to assist with the codes that we are receiving. So when your crown chakra opens, it comes into alignment with higher consciousness, and it is a direct link to source energy. And once it is opened, you experience expanded awareness, peace, and direct downloads. So the key is to stay grounded and allow the frequency to integrate. So compassion and wisdom can flow within your daily life, and it becomes your new normal. Okay. So during this transmission, you may feel itching around the crown area, the center top of your head. Just allow any and all sensations to just be. Try not to scratch it. I know it can be a little crazy, and even if you aren't, you don't feel it immediately, you may feel it afterwards, where you just want to itch your top of your head. Just try not to. And as always, don't try to decipher the light language. Just take it into your heart and listen, because it knows what to do. Okay. All right. Let us begin. Da hahushtene akia asu yininiya akarinya suti ta aruninyake barinya suti asu urania bakrotu hashtenea de akaraisitia tu foronitu sribiashtu atrivinia neaka surya nemia aku sa a neatu arenatea Nyaeni niako makur su maharmetu su shate atuk tiakina eta ur me asateana te su urutante akian kine piana tu ra asate pu uranda ye krinina akinin orati su ushtana a Ba'u na sa'ara ateaka. Yakarotu su suhrenia garantia su itia tu suniatea. Na areanana. Akaresiti ipicha urunia. Akamahan diatea su diarea pia areage a suuri a porianata. Akariniatu su aipi stane aka ananeawu. Aranyana ianaka. Akriadno su viutrina iste ikanu urite. Ahaktirianania su ininiaka. Su urite aneakiatea. Ranaseibi ishtenea kuora nayasa te awuyama akia sucha ta na ra taibi ahaku da la hapia shetibishtana da ia uretiasa na aia na sua ya taine yaku tai ishaneka la atarea da ik tu uk ta aine a da orin de tuare andun tu iharati huachta nebi akuru tansa en qattiante asu just breathe. Allow the codes to assimilate. Okay. Well, I wish you all a happy and peaceful November. And thank you for watching. Stay conscious, and I will see you next time. Ta ishta turita.